Hi, we are the twins. I am Sharon Tom.
And I'm Sheila Unique. We're speakers, trainers, and writers.
Being identical twins all our lives, we did everything the same. We went the same places, we took the same classes.
What we experienced along the way was anything but the same.
It's taken us a decade to get to this place where we can share our unique gifts with you. And through what we do, we ask you to consider and invite you to share in how it feels to see the challenging people, things, and situations in your life in an empowering way.
And what it would be like to see pain in a new light. And what it would be like to accept others for who they are and what they do without needing to change or fix them. It's 100% possible for you. We invite you to join us so we can share what we have to offer.
We'll give you an idea of how we work. We work in various environments such as public sector, corporations,
Business networking groups,
volunteer organizations, anywhere where challenges exist.
in your work environment, no matter what position you hold, our unique approach is working with people to get them to a place where they find resolution.
You know, Sheila and I have been working at this for a long time. And what we're recognizing is it isn't about the people outside of us as it is about what it is for us and how we react. We have no control over people around us, but we do control how we feel or think.
You know, so many times there's those difficult people and they're in our life for a reason. What is the reason? We reference them as messengers or people who somehow showed up the day we needed them, and there's a message in that for us.
What causes people to react? What causes people to do what they are doing? When you have situations and you don't quite feel right about someone or something, and it surfaces as a problem, we guide people towards a better understanding of seeing the situation in a new light. You know, people think change is difficult. It doesn't have to be. It's possible and it's instant. You decide.
Our holistic approach integrates body, mind, and spirit.
Imagine shifting your perception where you start to see the challenging people, things, and situations in your life in an empowering way.
What is it to see the people who challenge you and be at peace with that?
Think about somebody that may be challenging to be around. What would those people be like? Maybe there might be somebody in your life who yells a lot.
The people who are challenging you may cause you to feel stressed in some way, to the point where it drains your energy and you don't even know how to handle the things anymore. What do you do with those people? How can you feel at peace around people like that?
When you are around people that bother you, you tend to react to those situations. So if somebody gets angry all the time, you may react right away with an anger. You may just show, a reaction to it.
And as you're dealing with the stress involved, you may get to a place where you've tried everything to make it better. Maybe at a place where you've decided to leave the situation or ask somebody else to leave. And yet day after day, there's still that stress inside. What do you do with that? How does it make you feel? When we go inside and start to look at what's going on for us, it's about how we feel, not about changing everyone around us. Those people who cause us stress in some way are like messengers for us. they'll come forward. And it's not so much taking them and changing them as much as it is about changing how we feel. So no, we can't change the people around us, but we sure can change, so to speak, how we feel inside. In our presentations, we reference the book Quick Shifts, about shifting your perception. What is it to shift your perception? We talk about reactions, we talk about the people in our life who are messengers. But once you have accepted that you are no longer affected or bothered about a situation or about a person, you have initiated a shift in your perception and thinking. It opens the door to helping you to feel more empowered inside.
When you start to recognize the message in the messenger, you're at better peace within the situation. So you can look at it in a new light.
Picture this. You are a parent with adult children, and one of your children now are going through a nasty divorce. There's arguing going on, there's legal battles going on, and because of the situation, the grandchildren now are being affected by the situation. You're bothered by the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law who's wanting more, who's causing so much more conflict. You want to support your child in every way you can, but now it's just getting to the point where you don't even know what to do. What do you do? How does the body, mind, and spirit play a part in a situation where you've got a parent with a child with a nasty divorce? Let's talk about the physical body. The physical body will show signs of stress by tightness maybe in the shoulders. There may be headaches that are going on from the pressure. There may be times where you're not sleeping at night because of what you're feeling. Then there's the element of how does the mind show signs of stress? With this same parent in the situation, there's these negative thoughts. There's the emotional involvement of what's going on and how can I take care of the children and this is going to happen, and the mind plays a part. Then there's the spirit part of us, the whole unrest of the situation. What more can I do to make it better? Headaches, feeling at unrest, those are signs of reactions. And reactions are about us and how we feel. Reactions are something that we will experience when there's conflict of some kind. So it's not so much about changing the people around us. We have no control of the people who are around us. But we sure have control, so to speak, about what we're feeling inside of us. The change happens inside. So when we're reacting to the situation and we're all stressed out, we don't sit there and go, geez, what am I reacting to? But we're reacting. Again, being the parent involved. We can't go and change our daughter in real life, everyday stuff. We can't go and make the son-in-law do something that they aren't doing. But we sure can deal with what it is that we're feeling through the whole situation. There are going to be people in our life who will be in a reactive mode themselves. And again, it's not so much what they're doing as it is what we're doing. And a lot of times messages or information can come through people who may not be so pleasant to be around. They can be abusive in some way. It's not so much about their abusive behavior and what they're doing, as much as it is about our behavior, how we feel, and whether we may or may not be reacting in that moment. You could be bothered about what people do or don't do, say or don't say. When you're bothered, you're going to react. When reactions show up, they can show up in the form of body, mind, or spirit. In the body, they may show up in the form of pain, illness, or disease. And an example of that would be a headache, abdominal cramps, the flu. Could show up in the mind, form of mental or emotional. And it could be something as having depression or these constant negative thoughts that run through your mind, wanting to cry all the time. And on a spiritual level, being at unrest. That unrest comes in fights in relationships, needing to be right all the time, not being heard, or even maybe finding it hard to know what your purpose is in life. Imagine making a shift within yourself where you look at pain in a new light. What is it like to feel the gratitude or the appreciation for the pain that you're feeling? Do you know we've all had pain in our life in some form or another? Think of having a piercing headache. Think of being in a relationship where there is a heartbreak. Or you have to fire someone for something they did. How does that make you feel? Think about a situation with a back pain. You have back pain, and on a physical level, it's really painful. Thinking about what you can't do anymore, or what you used to do and now you can't. And then we have the spiritual part of it where, because you're limited in what you can do and can't do, there's such an unrest there, there's such a bother. There's limited movement, which again ties in body, mind, and spirit. We reference the body as a messenger. You can't go anywhere without your body. It communicates the best for you. And so what is the message in the pain that you're feeling? What is your body telling you through that pain? Think about those times where you might be standing at the sink doing the dishes and all of a sudden now your back hurts. Is it a physical pain or is it a non-physical pain? Is it caused from doing the dishes? Or is it caused from all of a sudden the thoughts that are running through your mind where you don't even know what you're going to do tomorrow in the meeting at work? What causes you pain? After a presentation, we have a number of people who will come up to us and share how those are the words they needed to hear today. We can relate to what's going on with people in their lives because we've walked through it, we've experienced it ourselves. We know what it's like to be challenged. We know what it's like to react. We know what it's like to be bothered in situations or feel stressed. And when they share what's going on in their life, it's so easy to explain how those people around them are like messengers. People who have messages for them. Sometimes it won't be pleasant, sometimes it'll be pleasant. But it's more about how we feel as opposed to changing the others around us. It kind of brings it all together when they can come forward and just share what's going on for them. Some people have so much pain that they may not even be aware of it, and yet they're so stressed in their everyday life. To be in a stressful place, they're not thinking clearly, there's no clarity, and they're feeling out of control. We bring them to a place of feeling at peace with whatever is going on in their life. Imagine shifting your perception where you accept others for who they are and what they do without needing to change or fix them. What would it be like to accept others for who they are and what they do without needing to change or fix them? Have you ever tried changing someone? Let's give you an example. You're at work and your coworker is under a lot of stress. They've expressed how maybe they're so stressed they might have to quit their job. How does that make you feel?
You may feel sorry for them, for the situation that they're in, and may want to change something to make it better for them.
So you might take on some of their workload. You might want to make sure that you're there to listen to them and support them so that they're not alone. And you might be in a place where you get frustrated because you just don't know what to do. Day after day of being with someone like this, where you try and you try and you try, and still they're challenged, they're stressed, they're depressed. How does that make you feel?
The body, mind, and spirit play a part in your everyday life. You can't separate out one particular area.
You can have issues with your finances, in your relationships. You can have issues with your health. It can affect your home life, your personal life, your playtime.
It can affect every area of your life. Do you know, after a presentation, people have some questions about what we do or what we may have presented in the presentation. Sheila and I have come up with an acronym called CLEAR. And what CLEAR is changing life energetically around reactions. Now, when we talk about energy, what is energy? We can all relate to a battery somewhere along the line where your battery is either charging you up or it's draining you. What is draining you at the end of a day? How come some days you can get up and feel really good and just go, 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 and you've got energy to move and stuff like that, and then other days by 10 o'clock in the morning it's like, oh my gosh, I need a rest. What is the difference? And that's what we refer to when we mention energy. You know, when we are reacting, we come from a place of powerlessness. It's about them, not about us. So when we clear whatever it is around the situation within us, then we're more in an empowered place where we now can see things with a new light.
And this new light brings a new perspective to your everyday life, and everyone around you benefits.
Everything happens for a reason and offers you an opportunity to learn and grow.
What you do with those opportunities makes all the difference. You don't have to have all of the answers or even know the right questions to ask.
That's where we come in.